Hi everyone, welcome to the channel Sluggers. I'm Anupam Mishra and I will provide a more detailed introduction towards the end of the session. Right now, let's jump into error number 9 of the series 50 most essential grammatical errors for the XAT exam. However, I would like to first state that this is not just a random list of 50 grammatical errors that we have just come up with. There's in fact quite a logical process involved in creating this list, and the same process I've explained that in detail in a separate video, which you can access by clicking on the link on the top right corner of your video. Okay, so this diagram pertains to that. I've explained all of this in that video there. Okay, so you can watch it if you want. Okay, so let's start with the error. See, guys, now before we go through the sentences, let's first talk about a simple rule here that is usually used in put to use in the topic of tenses, and it simply says that if at all in any expression or in a sentence you're required to talk about two different events, such that both of the events are in the past and they are not at the same point in the timeline, right? That means they are separated by a certain period of time. They are both in the past, they are both separated, they have not happened simultaneously, they are separated by some time, and they are part of the same sentence. Then the treatment of these two events will be done by the earlier of these two events will always take the past perfect form of the verb, and the later of the two events will take the simple past form of the verb. Okay, let's try to understand by a demonstration by looking at the sentence here. So look at this first sentence. It says the last train to Hogsmeade left by the time. So for the first event is the train leaving, right? The train having left by the time. So let's call this E1. Okay, this is E1, and by the time I reached the railway platform, this is the second event. Reaching the railway platform is the second event. So now both of these events, it's quite clear that they are both in the past and they've not happened at the same they have not happened simultaneously, right? There was some difference between them in timeline. So this is your event 2, right? And it's also obvious that event 1 took place before event 2. That means the train had already left before the person reached the platform, right? So in such case, again, the rule applies that, and according to the rule, you'd want to use the past perfect form for the first event and the simple past form for the second event. Now, the first sentence does not do that. It uses the simple past form for both the events, for both the verbs. And then, so now let's look at the second sentence. It says, the last train to Hogsmeade had left. Now, this is your past perfect form, right? So that makes sense because this event happened earlier. By the time I reached the railway station, the second event that happened later has taken the simple past form, right? So that's your, now this is one of the rules. There are many rules when it comes to tense consistencies, especially with respect to the topic of verbs and tenses. But this is one of the rules that is quite often, asked in your competitive exams, and hence we have shared it here. Okay, so the correct sentence here will not be A, it will be sentence B. Next, let's look at I provided you another example to try by yourself. This says Penny was extremely disappointed with her grades because she had studied very hard. Do you think this answer is this sentence is correct? If you think so, just type yes, it's correct. Or if you don't think it is correct, let me know what could be the correct version. Okay. Do note, however, that not always might I necessarily provide an incorrect sentence in these final exercises. Okay. So, yeah. Finally, guys, my quick introduction. I'm Anupam Mishra and I'm Lucknow alumnus. I have worked in the past with organizations such as Hotstar, UNICEF, Apollo TAS, IMS, etc. I've also worked with an academy as an educator in the past, recognized by their Johnny Ive Award. And I was regarded as one of the top VRC educators that they had. These are my CAT credentials, and Sluggers is basically my endeavor to plug in all the crucial gaps that I believe there are in the test prep industry, starting with the CAT exam. Okay, now, yeah, so that's about me. Do move on to the next era. Okay.